Hey guys, it's Luca, learning MTG. Today I want to give an update on the deck. So far it's been doing really well for me. If we take a look at the last 20 games I've played, I've gone 17 and 3, so like 85% win rate. Constructed ratings up to 1869. So let's take a look at what have I changed in the deck. Basically just trying to make the deck more consistent. I think when you're playing a Rona deck, your game plan is so unbelievably powerful that's it's just nothing is as powerful as this three card combo in modern, or sorry, in Pioneer. That being said, Pioneer there's a lot of fatal push. There is a lot of counter spells. There's a lot of just removal in general. Um, like what are the most popular decks? Red black. Um, Mono green doesn't really have much disruption, but they do have Karn for Python Needle. Basically, every deck's got disruption, like good disruption. Um, and because of that, you don't want to be so reliant on the combo. I think if you're gonna be playing the deck, you kind of want this to be like your plan B. Like, okay, I can kind of do this. I can kind of keep my opponent honest. So really, like as I've been changing the deck more and more, I've been making it like less and less centered around the combo and more centered around like, okay, what do I do if I'm not comboing? How do I make a deck that's like really strong without this combo? It's kind of become like a two combo deck, almost like a Luca, into Atraxa is one half of the combo and the other combo is the Rona combo. And I've just been trying, slowly making small changes that make it slightly more consistent. Like I took out a Karn and put in a Ren and Realm Breaker. That's just, you get less draws that are clunky that way. I took out. What did I take out? I took out a Retraction Helix for a land. Again, that gives you less draws where you draw Retraction Helix and nothing to do with it, and, less draws where you don't have enough lands. So basically, just making the thing as consistent as possible. You absolutely want to have access to the fourth Retraction Helix because some matchups you really, really want for. Also, I want to have access to the fourth Karn, so I have a Karn in the sideboard. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I kind of took out a Karn for a Ren and Realm Breaker. I took out a Retraction Helix for a land. Pretty much everything else is the same since the last video. And then I put the Retraction Helix and the Karn in the sideboard. Took out whatever was, least useful out of the Karn board. So let me try to find like a few interesting games. The last match I played was pretty interesting. Played against, which should kind of show you like the strength of the deck, like being able to play a decent long game, being able to play a decent game without being able to combo. So I'm playing against the red black sacrifice deck. I'll basically keep any hand that can do stuff. So even though this hand might look kind of trashy, like, oh, it's Llanowar Elf, Tyvar, Retraction Helix, I'm okay with that. This deck, I could draw Luca, I could draw an Atraxa, I could draw Karn. There's just so many things I can do with lots of mana that I just choose to keep any hand that can accelerate quickly. So opponent attacks with Cauldron Familiar, Blood Tithe Harvester. Okay, I drew Luca. Pretty sweet. I'm going to minus my Tyvar just because I. Okay, let me slow down a little bit. So I minus Tyvar into Sylvan Caryatid because I wasn't so sure this Tyvar was going to end up doing anything. I wanted to at least get value from it before it died. It did end up dying. And then basically they killed my Llanowar Elf. So here we are. And it's turn 3, and next turn I can play Luca and get an Atraxa. So also Retraction Helix, like having access to 4 Sylvan Caryatid is nice when you get these extra Retraction Helixes with nothing to do, because obviously they can't really interact with the Retraction Helix. So my opponent is kind of like land screwed here, so. So just grab an Atraxa. I guess this game wasn't that interesting, really. I just played turn 4 Atraxa when my opponent was stuck on 2 lands, so I don't think we need to delve any deeper into this game. But I think the next game was pretty interesting, so let's look at game 2. So I have to mulligan that. So when you mulligan a 6, just throw away any Retraction Helix that's in your opening hand. So here, oh, I guess that's another change. I added 1 Bark Channel pathway, took out the 3rd forest for a Bark Channel pathway. I think that seems like a solid change. Opponent plays Blood Tithe Harvester, attacks me for 1. So here you can either play like Rona or Keenan. I would just always play Rona. Force them to deal with it. It's harder for them to kill it, or they can't kill it with this, so just force them to like make some kind of awkward play, right? Maybe they have Fable the Mirror Breaker in their hand, so they have to choose between playing the Fable or letting my Rona survive, right? So just put them in like the more difficult situation, even though I would rather have them kill Keenan since I have 2 Keenans. Okay, so they Fatal Push my guy. But I don't really care because I have Tyvar. So here, I have 2 choices. I could either Tyvar bring back Rona, or I could play Othanissa Keenan. Or in this case, find Sylvan Caryatid. I want to like use my Tyvar at a better moment when I can have it survive. So this Sylvan Caryatid is actually pretty sweet because he can't interact with it, so he is not able to use his mana here. And then I can Keenan next turn, Tyvar untap the Sylvan Caryatid and do stuff, potentially. He was able to still use his mana, sadly. Okay, so this is a game that, you know, I should lose, right? Like, I'm playing this combo deck. He's been able to Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, play his card advantage engine, play these things. Like, I should lose this game, right? That's what I'm thinking. I got these clunky cards in my hand because I'm playing a combo deck. Oh, this is a misplay. I should have first played Keenan and then tapped 2 mana and played Rona. Save 1 life. Oops. Opponent uses Blood Token. Lucky Witness. Witch's Oven. To another Unlucky Witness. Another Witch's Oven. So his draw is also not that great. He didn't get any of his Mayhem Devils. I'm trying to play this Luca, but I can't. I'm 1 mana short. So just digging, trying to find stuff. Basically, I'd rather have like creatures that tap for mana than lands because of this Keenan. Okay, so now I got lots of mana. Should be able to play Luca next turn. But unfortunately, they draw Duress. Fable, okay. And Duress. So in response, I discarded the Luca, but that sucks. Okay, they want to trade. Makes sense. So I loot. Don't draw anything. I'm just gonna hold this Mystic to loot. It's basically the castle versus my Rona, who's gonna draw action first. They loot. Activate castle. Attack. So this is also a matchup where I side in the 3rd Karn. Karn's really good against that deck. Okay, I drew Luca. Should be good to go here. So one of the things you have to be a little bit careful of is make sure you don't run out of Atraxas. So sometimes I like also just don't even loot when I'm in this type of situations, just because I don't want to like loot into more Atraxas. There's only 3 in the deck. One of them is in my graveyard. Okay, Karn is exactly what I want. Next turn I can play Karn. I started playing this game weird because I have like no time, but that just shows you like, okay, you can win grinding games, right? and it has nothing to do with my combo. I might even side out a lot of my retraction helixes. Let's see, what's another? I think this game was interesting. I don't remember why. I think I drew like crazy good, but sometimes it's also good to see that. Okay. So this hand's crazy, obviously. It's like turn 2, I can play Keenan, Sylvan Keratin. Opponent plays tap land, like that's the thing about Pioneer is like you have games that are like this, right? Is like I'm on the play, I play this, do you play the tap land? There's no like how do you come back from this? Like temporary lockdown, like because there's so many I would call this like a non it's like not this is not like a real game, right? And I could be any deck, right? I could be spirits, right? And I could be, you know, I could have played a 1/1 flyer and played Curiosity on it and holding up a counter spell for 1 mana. Or I could be mono green and I could have played turn 1 elf into turn 2 Kiora and another elf, right? Or I could be what other decks have broken starts? I could be like mono white. Um, Maybe not mono white, but there's basically a lot of decks that on the play they have certain draws, or like red green, right? It's really turn 1 Elvish Mystic into turn 2 whatever Stormbreaker dude that gives all your dudes haste. There's just certain draws that when you're on the play you just win the game automatically. I kind of feel like that's where you want to be in Pioneer. Just seems like why not get that free, like those free wins. And this is one of those decks. My opponent, oh, he's playing Karuga too. Okay, so he killed my guy. I ripped Tyvar. So I would just play Tyvar, bring back my Keenan, tap these for 4 mana, play Karn. like, and I'm just gonna grab this Haywire Might because if you're playing against Karuga, when you get into these spots where you're so far ahead, the only way you can lose is the temporary lockdown. So if you just have a Haywire Might, you're good to go. Also, Haywire Might is just generally good against their deck. Opponent plays another tap land. So here I basically have two. So this game was cool just because of how broken my draw was. But here I have two options. I can either go find Atraxa, or I can get the 6 mana, whatever it's called. My brain's not working right now. Where everything the God Pharaoh statue. Plays a Leyline Binding in response. That's fine. I don't care. I have God Pharaoh statue in play. You have 3 mana in play. Okay, so this game is like not even a real game. Game 2. So that was cool because it just shows you like you can get really really good draws that that are not even the Rona combo, right? So I mulligan here. Put back my Atraxa as opposed to the Retraction Helix. Oh, but I'm gonna put a mulligan to 5, so poor guy. Yeah, I have like a good 6-card hand against a 5-card hand, so grab another land. So here, potentially, if I get Mox Amber, I can combo. Put my opponent in a tough spot where he wants to counter this Rona, but it's going to be really bad because I can bring it back with Tyvar. Okay, taps out for Karuga. That means his hand sucks. Can bring back this, tap it right away, look for a Mox Amber just in case, and I can win the game on the spot. Okay, this game is basically over, I guess. So I'm just looking for Mox Amber, or maybe something like Luca. There we go. Okay, opponent's draw is really bad, but let's just talk about something that you can do here in these situations. So a situation like this, you definitely want to Retraction Helix on the Rona and just keep playing Oath of Nissus. Play Oath of Nissus as many times as you can. Also, since I have Keenan and Tyvar, if I draw any Llanowar Elves, they're kind of like Rite of Flames. They're kind of like mini rituals, right? So I think I played this Oatherness like 5 times this turn or something. Oh, I get to untap the elf too, so played it like six times maybe. The Sylvan character is basically mana neutral. So yeah, so it's like a draw 7, right? Yeah, I didn't win the game, but I drew 7 cards, so it's pretty easy to win from there. The only downside is I'm using up my retraction helixes. There's only one left in my deck. It's this one. Okay, so he plays fires, temporary lockdown, but I just have the wind locked up here, so just Rona, bounce that, and then it's GG. So my opponent's draws weren't that good, but it just shows you like the power of the deck. You can win in lots of different ways. You can win. So none of the games I played did I get just like a turn 3 combo with Rona, Retraction Helix, and Mox Hammer, but that's obviously something that I can do. And then you can get really fast wins just with like a good Keenan draw, like Llanowar Elf, Keenan, Mox. And then you can also just win games with just like a turn 4 or turn 3 Luca and Sylvan Carry did. So I'm gonna keep tuning the deck. I think it's really good. I think anyone who wants to try it should definitely try it. You'll probably be surprised at how strong this deck is. Also, you get like a little bit of an edge because no one really knows what you're doing. You know, sometimes people sideboard awkward against me, or they just make strange plays because they don't know what my deck is doing. So you also get an advantage that way. Uh, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope this was helpful, and hope to see you guys in another video.